Sagittarius, my dear traveler, today the light of Jupiter shines directly through your symbol, and the cards, the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, are speaking to me, clearly, steadily, and with deep intention. An old cycle is closing, and the truth you've been avoiding is finding its way back to you. Something or someone has drained your energy through words, doubts, or the kind of presence that made you forget who you really are. Jealousy, control, half smiles that hid resentment, all of it has now been revealed. Manipulation cannot survive in the light of Sagittarius, and now the wheel of karma begins to turn. It places every free soul exactly where they belong, not through punishment, but through reflection. If you don't act with awareness and courage, the same spiral will keep repeating. But if you stand tall, like the archer lifting his chin toward the horizon, then the energy you create today will open the door to peace. Before we begin, I want you to write this in the comments as a sacred affirmation to the universe, as a mark of presence on your journey today. I walk in the light, and every good thing finds its way to my home. When you write those words, you're not just speaking, you're anchoring a field of protection around your soul. Take a deep breath and sit here with me, beside the flame I've lit for you. Here, we don't rush, we speak truth, softly, but without hiding. You're here, not by coincidence. In the past few days, you may have felt a strange wind moving through your spirit, a change you couldn't quite name. One moment, you felt inspired. The next, you fell into silence or emptiness, a weariness that made no sense, as if someone kept pressing the brakes every time you tried to move forward. The Knight of Wands tells me someone has touched your energy. They've played with the shadows, not to destroy you, but to see how you would respond. They hid behind words of concern, but their eyes could never meet the truth. They admired your light, yet feared it, because your light exposed the darkness within them, the part they weren't ready to face. And now, the wheel turns again. Everything returns to its origin, not as revenge, but as a lesson in honesty. Because in this universe, every false structure collapses under its own weight. Sagittarius, you are the eternal traveler, the seeker of truth across infinite horizons. But deep within you, there's also a longing for home, not made of bricks and walls, but of trust. And that trust is what's being tested now. Some people have tried to plant seeds of doubt among those you love. They didn't attack directly, they whispered. A half-truth here, a casual rumor there. And suddenly, you found yourself exhausted, even around the ones you thought were safe. Don't panic. This is the purification of light. Not everyone is meant to walk with you through the next doorway of your life. Those not vibrating with your frequency will quietly drift away. And that's not loss, it's cleansing. I can feel higher forces moving around you. Jupiter, your guiding planet, opens its arms, not to teach through fear, but through wisdom. Hermes, the messenger between worlds, is helping you rearrange your thoughts, so every word you speak carries direction and meaning. And Athena, the goddess of clarity and strategy, is placing an invisible crown upon your head, reminding you that wisdom is the highest form of kindness. Light is no longer just your protection. It is your understanding. It is the grace of one who has fallen, yet refuses to turn bitter. Because, Sagittarius, you are not merely a survivor, you are a storyteller, and your story will become the lantern that guides others through their own darkness. Some of you have once been affected by another soul, someone who used energy the wrong way, to shake your balance. Maybe they didn't even know they were hurting anyone. They were simply acting from fear and envy. But now everything they sent out is coming back, like an arrow you never had to shoot. Not to harm, but to teach them a lesson in honesty and boundaries. Don't rejoice. A true Sagittarius never celebrates another's fall. You understand that every soul is still learning, and you, with compassion and wisdom, choose to stand outside that old cycle, smile, and keep walking your own path. The universe isn't punishing anyone. It's simply restoring balance. And within this lesson, you're being shown that freedom doesn't mean no limits. True freedom is the ability to choose the light, even when the darkness calls your name. So when you feel tired, please don't blame yourself. You're not weak. You're being rebuilt, stronger, clearer, more awake. You're learning how to love without attachment, to trust without blindness, to forgive without losing dignity. And when you master that, you move into a frequency where negativity can't reach you, because it no longer resonates with your light. I see a golden dome of light above your home, not from the Virgin, but from Jupiter itself, your ruling star, shining down like a divine canopy. Every positive thought, every whisper of gratitude, every time you choose silence over reaction, you're building a shield stronger than any prayer. Trust that you are being guided, not back to where you were, but deeper into who you truly are. An old phase is closing, and you're preparing for your next great journey. One where you no longer fight to prove your worth, but simply live and shine as a genuine source of light. If you're still here, write this in the comments. As a promise to your soul, I am ready to live in the light of truth, and every illusion will dissolve before my eyes. Because only when you write it, the energy activates. Only when you speak it, the door opens. And only when you walk, the universe walks with you. Sagittarius, my dear, you didn't come here to escape. You came to illuminate. You didn't come to prove you're right. You came to show the world that kindness and wisdom can coexist. An old chapter fades like morning mist, and a new one begins, where you return to yourself, the brave archer, head held high, shooting arrows of hope into the sky and smiling as you hear their echo come back to you. I am the light in motion. I am a student of the universe, and I choose to trust my journey. Along with this current of light shaping your destiny, a veil of betrayal is also falling away. This time, it's not only about emotions, it's about the physical world. Money, work, integrity, and true value. Someone tried to take advantage of your kindness, to twist your trust, to manipulate the flow you built with care. But you no longer need to worry. The universe is already rearranging every soul into its rightful place. Everything is returning to divine order. And what truly belongs to you, your talent, your opportunities, your honor, your love, your wealth, is coming back once your hands are still enough to receive it without trembling. I must be honest with you, because both the Wheel of Fortune and Justice speak the same message. Do not doubt anymore. Justice doesn't need your control, only your clarity. Many have spoken against you. Some were misled, some were selfish, and others were poisoned by envy, never realizing that poison was eating away at themselves. But now the curtain is lifted. You can see clearly who is real, and who used you as a bridge to reach their own ambition. Today, I want to use this moment of awakening to invite you into a small but powerful ritual. Repeat after me, slowly, and let each word ring like a bell in your chest. I am the light within my home. Justice protects me. All dark attachments are cut, here and now. Breathe, feel it vibrating through your body. You don't need to shout, you just need to believe. The moment you speak those words, your energy field begins to shift, not by magic, but by vibration. Some of you have walked through deep storms, loss, illness, separation, and you've mistaken them for punishment. But listen closely. They were never punishments. They were purifications, a cleansing. So your soul could travel lighter, so only what is pure could cross into the next phase. Archangel Raphael, the healer, is restoring rhythm to your body. The back pain, the restless sleep, the random fatigue, they are not signs of weakness, they're signs of balance returning. Drink water, open your windows, let the morning light spill into your room. These are not just physical acts, they are rituals of cleansing, allowing the world within and the world without to breathe in harmony once again. The moon is now moving through your sign, and I can feel your Sagittarius intuition awakening, the one you once ignored, now whispering louder. It has spoken to you many times. It told you who was pretending, who was trying to take advantage. It warned you not to reveal certain plans, not to trust every sweet voice. And when you listened, you were saved from connections that could have drained your light. That was no coincidence. It was the language of the universe, speaking through your instincts, your gut feelings, and the quiet synchronicities that guide your steps. From this moment on, you no longer argue with your emotions, you trust them, you listen, and you act. If a place feels heavy, you leave. If an invitation feels uneasy, you decline, no explanation needed. Sometimes, a well-timed no is the most sacred form of protection. I have to say this, though you may already sense it. There was someone, a man, who once aligned with those who envied you. He joined in their whispers, their exaggerated stories, their quiet plots meant to trip you. But that game is over. Every project built on deception is collapsing before his eyes. Every relationship rooted in manipulation is cracking open. You don't need to retaliate, just stand still in the light of truth. The Seven of Swords is returning what was taken, and the Wheel of Fortune is handling the rest, without you lifting a finger. In the law of the universe, those who sow darkness learn through darkness. Those who choose the light ascend. Let me look at you for a moment and say this with absolute certainty. Your victory has already begun. Not the loud kind, but the quiet victory of peace. The chaotic current that once swept you away is finally retreating. You can feel the ground beneath your feet again, solid, steady, still. That sudden calm in the middle of the night, it's not an illusion. It's the sign that unseen cords have been cut. Archangel Michael, protector of light, has severed them at the root. You don't need to look back. Looking back now would be like trying to wear a shirt that's already too small. It doesn't hold you anymore. It only constrains you. I know your heart, Sagittarius. Wild, honest, fiercely loyal. You still try to save souls who aren't ready. But today you learn an essential truth. You are not required to suffer to prove your love. You are not here to judge anyone, but you are also not here to sacrifice yourself for a peace that isn't real. Boundaries are not selfishness. Boundaries are the highest form of mature love. Allow others to help you. Learn to receive without guilt. This is your new chapter. A journey of conscious giving and grateful receiving. Lately, you may have felt the urge to clean, rearrange, or even move away. That's not random. It's transformation instinct. Your home, your space, your surroundings are syncing with your new vibration. When the soul heals, the outer world mirrors it. New opportunities will begin to appear, gently, effortlessly, in divine timing. And if something feels tense or forced, that simply means it's not your path anymore. Prepare yourself to receive, because everything that was blocked, stolen, or distorted is on its way back to you. It may come as a new job, a sincere apology, or a door you thought was sealed, quietly opening again. This isn't luck. It's the consequence of your clarity and consistency. When you hold your frequency high, everything taken in darkness finds its way back to your light. Within your inner circle, you'll start to see faces revealing what they once tried to hide. Some will apologize, some will stay silent, and some will quietly walk away. Don't chase, don't fix. Truth doesn't need rescuing, it saves itself. Let your heart rest, let your mind be still, because you have already won, not by being stronger, but by refusing to answer darkness with hate. I am the light upon my path. I forgive, but I do not forget. I choose truth, and truth chooses me. Sagittarius, from this moment on, you are no longer the one running from the dark. You are the light bearer, the brave soul who walks ahead, reminding the world that justice doesn't need a sword. It needs faith. Forgive if your soul feels it's right, but never forget the lesson hidden within. Help when it makes your heart bloom, but stop when it begins to break you. Your mission now isn't to prove who's right, it's to protect your sacred peace, and I can feel it. Raphael, the healer, stands behind you, blessing this choice, so you no longer feel guilty for choosing balance over chaos. Right now, your intuition is sharpening, like a bright blade glinting in the night. You'll notice it through signs that logic can't explain. Your dreams grow more vivid. Repeating numbers 11, 11, 222, 555 appear like nods from heaven. A random song suddenly plays, describing your exact feelings. A morning thought becomes tomorrow's reality. Don't fear, Sagittarius. These aren't coincidences. They're the language of the universe. The moon in your sign is opening a new gate where intuition and intellect unite, where your spiritual ears are cleansed to hear truth that words can't carry. Pay attention to signs, but don't cling to them. Sagittarius doesn't need suspicion or drama. Your calm is the master key. You don't have to chase the signs when you're aligned. The signs find you. Before we move forward, I want you to write slowly, sincerely, an affirmation, as if you're closing an old chapter with a prayer. I receive justice from heaven, and I protect my peace. These words aren't just sound, they're light arrows that guard your energy field, each one a beam of protection. And Sagittarius, no one shoots an arrow like you. I sense someone is returning, bringing an apology or a message of reconciliation, but you'll hesitate, unsure if it's genuine growth or subtle manipulation. So I ask you, stay silent for one more night. Don't rush your reply. Listen to your body, your truest teacher. If your stomach softens, if your breath flows easily, that's safety. But if your chest tightens, your throat dries, it's not time yet. The wheel of fortune never pushes, it invites. And only when the station is ready, the train of destiny arrives. Let me be clear, so you can rest easy. The power of those who once manipulated you is fading. They can't sustain what was built on deception. Their projects, their relationships, their lies are fracturing piece by piece. Remember, their illness, loss, or downfall is not your trophy. It's simply energy returning to its source. You don't need to celebrate. You only need to understand. That's why your eyes stay pure and your heart carries no resentment. You walk forward, steady, calm, unshaken. Because you know now that the justice of the universe needs no blade, only faith. There's a name rising to the surface, a door slowly opening, and a decision, if made at the right time, will keep you from repeating the same old spiral. Let me show you how to recognize this sign. It comes softly, like wind, but it stirs something deep inside your chest. If you feel peace, calm, and clarity, that's your direction. If you feel like you must prove something or chase something, that's not opportunity, that's the lesson. Before you move forward, take a deep breath with me and imagine the moon washing away every trace of doubt inside you. Let the Seven of Swords fall from the table and let the Wheel of Fortune spin in the light of divine justice. Everything crooked is being set straight. The memories you've buried, the fears, the wounds, the disappointments are returning, not to hurt you, but to be healed. Let the tears come if they need to, because sometimes one old tear can open a brand new window in the soul. You don't need to be unbreakable anymore. You just need to be real. Allow yourself to be soft so that your kindness can rise again, like the first dawn after a storm. As you heal, the world around you begins to change too. The air feels lighter, new people appear, souls who are genuine, loyal, honest. These connections don't belong to survival anymore. They belong to blooming. Like a summer garden you forgot the scent of. Beside them, you won't have to try so hard. You'll just be. And there, you'll finally realize that your true home has always been your heart. I also see you, Sagittarius, standing at the threshold of a brand new journey. A gentle calling is inviting you to move, not to escape, but to rediscover yourself. Maybe you're feeling drawn to relocate, to change your surroundings, or simply to go somewhere and breathe again. Don't fear the change. Fate always leads the brave to where they belong. Every step you take, even the spontaneous ones, is guided. And wherever you go next, your soul will not only rest, it will expand. I feel the presence of Sachiel, the angel of balance, standing beside you. If someone once took from you money, recognition, opportunity, or credit, the scales are now tipping in your favor. News, payments, legal outcomes, or a heartfelt apology will soon arrive. Not as revenge, but as divine reordering. The natural balance is being restored, and you, Sagittarius, are back in your rightful place. The energy of true love is knocking. No more games, no more gray areas. This is a connection that brings peace, not confusion. A love that uplifts instead of drains. Two souls growing together, respecting, healing, becoming whole. It arrives after a sacred season of solitude, when you stop chasing and realize that true love only visits a soul that already feels complete. Your guides are also whispering about a project that's been on hold for far too long. A dream once burning bright, then set aside under fatigue and doubt. Pick it back up. Because for you, Sagittarius, creation is a form of healing. Don't be afraid to shine. Don't hide your brilliance, your wisdom, your talent. The universe doesn't call the perfect, it calls the willing. Those brave enough to step into the light. I choose light, I choose truth, I choose my own path, and no one can pull me away from it. Sagittarius, you are no longer the observer of destiny, you are its writer. With your bow of faith and your arrow of clarity, you aim straight for the heart of peace, where light no longer hides and freedom becomes a prayer answered. Your story of overcoming, told with humility and the eyes of one who has seen much, will touch more souls than you can imagine. Gabriel is here, his voice deep and radiant, opening the road of success for those who carry creative, healing, or teaching light, for those who write, perform, guide, or speak from the heart. For you, words are the weapons of light. The voice that was once called too sensitive, too deep, is now the sound of truth the world needs to hear. And trust me, the right ears will listen. What once felt tangled will begin to flow again, smoothly, like a stream rediscovering its own course. Those who once wished for your downfall will now watch from afar, and the very energy they sent toward you is returning, not for revenge, but as proof that light always wins through its purity. Be the sacred fuel of your own rising, because every tear the universe ever allowed to fall has been used to build your victory. Your victory won't be loud. It will arrive quietly, with gratitude and peace. Because only when you are grateful without fear do all doors truly open. And then, in that first deep breath of morning, you'll feel something subtle but unmistakable, like the sound of wind touching leaves. That is peace. Breathe deeply and feel gratitude spreading through every cell. This isn't ritual, it's the science of the soul. Gratitude unlocks the flow of blessings, and once it opens, every favorable wind finds its way to you. In the months ahead, the roads that truly matter will start to appear. Opportunities will come, quietly, gracefully, as if they've been waiting for you all along. The new people entering your life, they're not here to test you, but to expand you. And for the first time in a long while, you'll realize that luck was never far away. It's simply alignment with the universe itself. You're now harvesting what you planted in the loneliest season of your life. And your light is radiant, not blinding, but warm, deep, magnetic. What's coming next for you carries the brilliance of serenity. Not a victory on the stage, but a triumph within the soul. It's when you stand in your light and no longer need to prove a thing. Darkness has no place in your story anymore. You've crossed into a new chapter, one of prosperity, peace, and self-mastery. If you're hearing these words today, it's no coincidence. The universe arranged it for the exact moment you were ready. From this instant forward, your current shifts, everything finds its rightful order. And you, with the calm of someone who's completed the old lesson, are being invited to begin again, in faith. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Place your hand over your heart and say this softly, but truthfully. I bless the home within me. My path unfolds in light. Everything meant for me arrives in peace, and what isn't mine dissolves with love. Let these words sink in, like a gentle anchor beneath calm waters. A soft stillness wraps around you, like the sea embracing the horizon, because you, child of fire and wisdom, are being called into a sacred balance. Try this simple ritual under the moonlight or at sunrise, whenever you feel most connected to your spirit. Prepare a white candle and a clear glass of water. Take 3 deep breaths. Then gaze into the flame, as if you're speaking directly to your own soul. Imagine your life unfolding in harmony, abundant, free, and whole. Then, write on a small piece of paper, I release the past. I welcome the blessings. Place the paper under your pillow as you sleep. In the morning, burn it gently. Let the smoke rise as a prayer of gratitude to the sky. Then pour the water back into the earth as fire and water join hands to close one cycle and begin another. From this moment on, protect your peace like a treasure. Don't lower your boundaries out of pity. If someone throws you off balance, step back, not with anger, but with clarity. And if you see the number 777, smile. That's the universe winking at you, a quiet confirmation that the miracle is right on track. Guard the projects now taking shape. They are golden seeds for your new season. Listen to your body. Honor your own rhythm. The home you live in is more than walls and windows. It's a mirror of your soul. Don't let anyone touch that frequency with doubt. Each morning, tell yourself, I am the keeper of my own light, and keep working, even little by little, because daily consistency is the most powerful prayer of all. If lately some people have drifted away, or relationships that were once loud have fallen silent, don't be afraid. Silence is an answer too. Don't waste your energy explaining your light to those who refuse to see it. Just live quietly, because in that stillness, your strength is reborn. Metatron opens the chest of knowledge, and slowly you begin to understand the things that once caused you pain. But this understanding isn't given for argument. It's given so you may choose with grace and reverence. When someone tries to pull you back into chaos, breathe deeply and remember, justice has already been served. The right kind of silence is the highest wisdom of the archer. Uriel clears the road with the light of dawn. Michael stands behind you, his invisible sword stopping every shadow right at your doorway. And if anyone dares to cross that line, they will stop. Not because you push them, but because the universe intervenes. Raphael will touch your sleep, turning it into a sanctuary, no longer a battlefield. Gabriel will help you speak when words are needed, and stay silent when silence holds more power. In your family and in your work, what was once vague is now being spoken out loud. Unexpected gestures of reconciliation appear, and even when some cannot find the words, their eyes already carry an apology. Sometimes all it takes is a simple phrase, I understand now, or a quiet smile that closes the chapter. Because forgiveness doesn't need words, it only needs presence. If there's a document to sign, a conversation about property, reputation, or work, let the hand of divine justice finish it. What belongs to you will arrive softly like wind. What doesn't will drift away on its own. No conflict, no drama. Everything will return to its rightful place. And you, Sagittarius, will stand at the center of the calm you built with your own light. I bless the home within me. I breathe with light. I act with wisdom. I live as a free soul, without fear, without waiting, without regret. From here, your journey begins a new chapter, where light no longer needs to be proven. It simply shines through truth and kindness. You no longer need to draw your bow to win, because your arrow now is peace. In love, your heartbeat has learned not to rush. You no longer seek love as a chase, but as understanding. If the past returns, it won't be to repeat itself, but to let you choose differently, gently, without diminishing anyone, without boasting of how much you've grown. Your peace speaks for itself now. A new energy is also approaching. It doesn't demand, compare, or make you anxious. It comes softly, like a low melody that blends with your natural rhythm. You'll recognize it immediately, because your body won't tense up. Rest, and in that rest, the signs will appear. True closeness doesn't make you smaller. It expands you without exhaustion. And in that space, Sagittarius, you're no longer the savior, you're the companion. No longer the crutch, but the equal. This connection will grow like a small flame, tended patiently, never through drama. On the earthly plane, this open energy keeps moving. Offers, invitations, responses once silent will find their way back. You'll speak clearly, set fair boundaries, because your worth is never something to beg for. You once sowed seeds on dry ground and saw nothing grow. But now that harvest season is here, don't hand your field to those who never cared for it. Be grateful without showing off. Share wisely, for abundance also has its rhythm, a sacred pace that keeps it alive. If a chance to move, to refresh your space arises, listen to that inner call. A peaceful soul always chooses spaces that reflect its own light. A room full of sun, a tidy table, a door that opens softly. All of these for you are forms of prayer in action. And if you see the number 77, take it as confirmation. You are on the right path. If one day, amid the rush of life, an old ache or memory visits you again, don't worry. It's just your mind trying to return to something familiar, even if it once hurt. When that happens, return to your breath, to the glass of water on your table, to cleaning a drawer, to the simple feeling of gratitude, because gratitude is the rope that keeps your tent steady when the wind begins to rise. The ritual you've learned was never meant for just one moon. It's a living tool. A way to remind yourself that every beginning deserves a moment of gratitude. You can repeat it anytime you feel the need. Loving intention, clear visualization, the paper beneath your pillow, the flame that transforms, the water that releases. It isn't magic. It's the union of action and soul. Pay attention to the details. Your breath as you lie down, the early morning dreams you still remember. Nothing is random. Life is always whispering to those who know how to listen. And if you hear that someone who once hurt you is now going through hardship, don't celebrate their fall. Celebrate your protection. A true victory never requires another to lose. It feels full, within quiet peace. When karma moves, all you need to do is your part, to cherish the life that's blooming again. If someone tries to compete, compare, or provoke, smile gently and say, "I'm not competing, I'm contributing." A flower doesn't argue with another flower, it simply blooms and gives its fragrance. And you, Sagittarius, you've learned that rhythm well. When asked, answer clearly. When something doesn't feel right, say no with respect. The right kind of no is an act of self-love. The universe is about to offer you new choices, opportunities you couldn't see before because you were too busy surviving. Now when anxiety shows up, wait for the subtle adjustment, that calm voice inside that says, "This is it." And when you hear it, walk forward without looking back. Because those who know who they are don't need validation from anyone else. I leave you this: simple, soulful habits that quietly nourish the spirit. Each week, clear one small space and thank every object before letting it go. Open a window, let the wind carry away the old. Place a bowl of clean water near your door each morning, a silent promise to renew your energy with the new day. If you have an important conversation coming, ask Gabriel for clarity before you speak and patience before you listen. Don't come to win, come to understand. Act from truth. Sometimes a relationship is healed by a single honest word. Sometimes it ends through dignified silence. Both are sacred. If you need to set a boundary, do it with grace. No need to over-explain. A mature heart doesn't need to prove itself through pain. And remember, real love will never ask you to abandon yourself. The more you love truly, the better you care for your own soul. If you're invited to speak, speak. If you're invited to write, write. If you're invited to teach, teach. Don't let perfectionism stop you. Perfection is often just fear wearing a disguise. Start with what you have, and let your quiet light refine itself along the way. When prosperity finds you, and you feel the urge to share it, do it with wisdom. Blind charity is kindness without direction. But generosity with awareness, that is a lasting blessing. Help others stand on their own, instead of leaning forever on your hands. That's how blessings expand without draining your energy. Sagittarius, you who have walked through the longest night, remember how to walk in the light, quietly. Your consistency is your glory. Keep your sacred little habits. a glass of water when you wake, a truthful word to begin the day, a small altar on your desk to breathe, a night's rest without guilt. And if one day you forget, don't scold yourself. Tomorrow is another chance to begin again. The love of the universe never grows tired of welcoming you home. Now I see you walking on a new road. The old shortcuts no longer serve you. The sun is shining, but this time it doesn't blind you, because you've learned how to look straight into the light without fear of being burned. And within that light, freedom is no longer a destination. It's the way you live every single day. I breathe with light. I walk by faith. I plant peace wherever I go, and when I leave, I still leave light behind. Sagittarius, this isn't just an ending. It's the beginning of your most radiant chapter yet. You no longer need to be understood. Those who share your frequency will find you naturally. There is shade, but it no longer frightens you. There is light, but it no longer blinds you. You hear the wind moving through the trees, the sound of water whispering like a promise of rest after a long journey. You walk lightly now, no heavy backpack of memories, just a blanket for the cold nights, and in your hand, the torch of perseverance, a flame no wind can put out. That's you, Sagittarius, the one who learned to protect their heart without turning it to stone, to stay open without losing discernment, to trust the path without needing a perfect map. Look ahead at the time unfolding before you. The next 3 months are not just time, they are the rhythm of a sacred song. The first month, completion and organization, finishing what was left undone, making peace with the past. The second, receiving and surrendering, learning to accept without clinging. The third, strengthening and advancing, taking action but without haste. Don't rush to the last chapter before reading the first. If you honor the rhythm, the doors will open on their own. And on the other side, hands will be waiting. The right ones at the right time in the right frequency. If one day you happen to see the number 777, smile. It's a sign that you've never walked alone. A loving intelligence has been guiding you long before you knew how to say your own name. Before you close your eyes tonight, return to the home within your imagination. Walk through it with love. Bless every room, the walls, the doors, the air itself. Give thanks for the energies that have protected you. Keep clean water in the kitchen, a symbol of life, a prayer of peace for the place where you share your meals. Speak to your loved ones silently and let your heart say thank you. Because when you speak with your soul, the night begins to heal what the day has disturbed. And if an old memory knocks again, place your hand over your heart and say, "Not here anymore. I've learned this lesson." This is the true meaning of being a protector without a fight. Steadfast, but never closed. Gentle, but never weak. If this month you remember a quiet dream, a project once left behind out of exhaustion or doubt, bring it back into the light. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need anyone's approval. You just need the courage to take the first step. Break the path into 3 small steps. Take the first one today. The second, when your heart feels ready. And the third, when life itself invites you forward. Never underestimate the power of small, steady steps. That's where the quiet miracles live. No one applauds them. No one even notices. But they build your destiny. You no longer need to prove anything to the world. Your silent presence is already a declaration. And that peace within you inspires others, not through words, but through the way you hold space with light. The universe sees that and places you at new tables, where your very presence opens doors for others. That is the justice of love. A justice that needs no courtroom, only the frequency of sincerity. And if you look in the mirror and see tired eyes, don't worry. Your body, too, is learning how to exist in the light. Give it water. Give it rest. Let it touch the ground. Walk barefoot for a while. Let your body remember that it is part of this sacred journey, too. Look up at the sky and then return to your unfinished work. You'll notice your worries fade the moment your gaze turns toward the present. And if my words, the voice of a teacher, a father, a friend, echo within you, leave this affirmation as a sacred mark. I, a Sagittarius, walk in the light, and my journey itself is my temple. It's the key to anchor the new energy and to honor the light blooming inside you. Remember this. You don't need to burn the forest to prove you are fire. Just keep burning, with patience, with kindness, with truth. And when the world finally sees your light, smile. Because you never need to say, I've changed. Just be. And the world will understand. Sagittarius, the road ahead is no longer a trial. It's a stage where your soul can finally live in truth. You walk now, not to prove your worth, but to shine in the peaceful rhythm of your own heartbeat.